Okay. All right. So, um, yeah. So it's the Daily Go Getimism Show. Happy Power Monday. Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host on 752. And today we're talking about building a bear on your own terms. Building a bear on your own terms. What y'all know? What y'all know about building a bear on your own terms? What we're talking about when we say building a bear on your own terms, and we're talking about when you are shaping, molding, developing, mentoring, teaching, raising, rearing, showing somebody how to live their lives or how to make you happy or how to do something that fulfills yourself, then normally everything is good. It's sometimes when people start acting like people, that's when we get a little crazy. That's why I said building a bear on your own terms. A lot of times we know from the beginning that a bear needs to be built. It's sort of like Mr. Potato Head. You know how it is when you get a Mr. Potato Head. There's nothing on the potato head. You can build a Mr. Potato Head the way that you want it to look. It can be based on the pieces that you have for the Mr. Potato Head. You can make it have a mustache. You can take a mustache away. You can make it have googly eyes, glasses, or you can take them away. You can make something look the way that you want them to look. And subliminally, a lot of us do that. We make things look the way that we want them to look. Sometimes we make them look the way that we want them to look physically, and sometimes we do that in the mental. We make things look or seem the way that we need them to look or seem so that we can be all right with the finished product. For a lot of people, as long as it looks good to everybody else, then it looks good for us. Majority rules. You know how it goes. Why do you think that some men want the best looking girl? Why do you think that some women want the best looking man? And it's all good when everybody is singing their praises. Ooh, you got yourself a winner. Ooh, that's a keeper. Ooh, y'all look so good together. Ooh. But it's not so good when you are the one that has to go home with them, deal with their shit, understand what it's all about, and realize that there's a reason why that person was single when you got with them, or there's a reason why that person was in need when you got with them, or there was a reason why that person was available when you got with them. The same way that you might make them available, and you yourself might be available later on yourself. It is what it is. This is not a game of Legos with people. But sometimes we fool ourselves into believing that that's what it can be. And shout out to the people who believe that having a bunch of problems, having a bunch of emotional problems is the way that all relationships go. Shout out to y'all, because y'all keep the narrative of negativity and toxicity going. You're number one. Everybody has their problems. Let's say it. Everybody has their problems. 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 All right. So that's what we're talking about today on this Power Monday, July 17th on the Daily Go Getimism Show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting. If y'all see me nod off today, drift off today, please excuse me. I'm tired as hell. I had to work last night. I don't normally work on Sunday night, but I had to work last night, and I had to work a little longer than my regular shift, and I didn't sleep that good when I got home. So I'm like, but I did have a nap before I did this show. So everything is going to be all right, and everything is going to be all right. Think it won't. But if I nod off in the middle of in like mid sentence, or if it seems like I can't concentrate, or that I just can't stay focused, or that I'm doing run-on sentences, or that I'm repeating myself, just know it's because of the no dose, because I don't do caffeine. All right, so let's go, baby. Let's go. How y'all feeling, man? I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. I'm feeling like a real man should. I might be feeling like a real tired man should. But But I am feeling like a real man should. Building a bear on your own terms. This is for everybody who said that you can't raise a grown boy or teach a boy how to be a man, a grown man how to be a real man. You know, we've all heard it. Different versions of the same thing. It happens when we can't build that bear. You know how it goes when the bear refuses to be built. And it's like, I can't teach a boy how to be a man. 45-year-old boy, 35-year-old boy. Shout out to all the cougars. Shout out to all the cougars. I'll say this, though. I will say this. I'll give cougars this. And, you know, for anybody who is unfamiliar with the lingo, a cougar is an older woman, normally a middle-aged woman, sometimes older than middle-aged, who likes to date younger men. One thing about cougars that I will say is that they seem to understand what they're working with, the limitations of their cubs, as they call them. They call the young men that they deal with their cubs. So they understand the limitations. They seem to understand the limitations of their cubs. So cougars normally act like no matter what happened in the relationship, it went their way. Well, I wasn't really expecting nothing from him except for sex anyway, and I got that, so I ain't mad at him. I might have had to buy him a pair of Timbs. I might have had to get him a PlayStation 5. I might have had to give him a car to drive. I've done a lot of things to help him survive. I gave him a place to live, but that didn't hurt. Yo, as long as he got on top of me and made me squirt, everything was okay. And yo, today I still love him. And I'd be above him. I would do it again. Now we're still friends. He still comes around when I need me a little squirt. It don't hurt. Need me a little squirt. It don't hurt. Need me a little squirt. It don't. They don't normally have a lot of. They try to turn their disappointments into their expectations. Well, I mean, I knew he would. I know I do this. I did this. What you think I wanted to marry the man? It wasn't even about all that. I've seen him. I've heard him try to turn it around, twist it around, make it seem like it was something different. It's the women who aren't cougars. It's the women who may be dealing with men that are older than them or around their own age that are complaining about the immaturity, about the childishness, about the selfishness, about all of that shit. They're the ones who complain about it. From my experience. Now, I can't speak for everybody, and I'm not going to get on this microphone and on this camera and say that everybody is the way that I say that they are, because they're not. Your experience is your experience, and my experience is my experience. But I have heard a lot of relationship rumbles, gripes, grumbling, complaints. I've heard a lot of them. So that's where we come to today. Building a bear on your own terms. You know, when we are able to do things on our own terms, that normally gives us satisfaction. Am I wrong? When you can get a loan on your own terms, are you ever mad about it? Thing is, very rarely do you obtain a loan on your own terms, on your total own terms, like nobody else's terms, yours. Like you get to set the terms of your annual percentage rate. You decide to get to you get to decide how much you pay and how often you pay. If you could do that, it would never be a problem, would it? Unfortunately, the world is not made up that way, and when you are the borrower, you also have to be the one that follows the rules, the one that has to deal with the stipulations. Like you want money, you need money, we got money for you. The thing is, in order for you to get this money, you got to do something. You can't have something for nothing. I know it would be nice, and that would be on your own terms. So when we start talking about building a bear on your own terms, we're talking about your ability or inability to get somebody to act the way that you want them to act after they start to frustrate the shit out of you, after they have pissed you off, after they have confirmed all of your concerns that you had before the fact. I knew he was I knew she was you know, I was talking about cougars earlier. And I don't think that it's fair that if I talk about cougars that I don't talk about sugar daddies. I've heard sugar daddies complain. I've definitely heard sugar daddies complain. Sugar daddies normally have a lot of complaints. One of the main complaints of the sugar daddy is that he's not getting his money's worth. So he's paying his money. He's paying money, and he's not building a bear on his own terms. You understand what I'm saying? He's paying money, and he's not building a bear on his own terms. Like, one thing that frustrates sugar daddies that they can't seem to stop. If you a 65-year-old man and you dealing with a 25-year-old woman or a 35-year-old woman, anywhere between that age frame or even younger, or even older, shoot, you could be dealing with a 45-year-old woman if she's still spry. You know what I mean? If her motor is still running high, you know, you're gonna have some difficulties because, you know, no matter how you piece it together, you're not on your way up, sir. You may be maintaining, but you're not on your way up. You know it about yourself, and we know it about you. It's okay. You know, most older men look good for their age. They do. They hold up very well. I think that when they say that black don't crack, they talking about older black men because they normally look pretty good. When a black man gets to be a ripe old age, you be like, yo, you 77? You don't look like that. I know that's how my daddy was. Ain't nobody think he was no 84 at the time of his passing. Like, even with him being sick, like, you what? And it was always like that with him. But anyway, what I'm saying is, one thing that a sugar daddy can't stop his woman from doing is being attracted to men around her own age. Man, if he could do it, he would do it in a day. He would snap his fingers and she would never be interested in a man around her own age. But not only can he not stop her from being attracted to men her own age, he can't stop them from coming around the crib. He can't stop them from being her homeboys from back in the day. He can't stop them from doing work at her crib. He can't stop her from needing them, wanting them, acknowledging them, desiring them. He can't stop it. And that's what he wants his money to do. Them motherfuckers ain't got no money. They don't want to settle down. They don't really want you. Sometimes it can turn into real toxicity. It can turn into it being verbally or emotionally abusive to the point where they trying to tell they young girls or they sugar babies, they trying to tell them, ain't nobody gonna love you with your 3 kids, with your 4 kids. Don't no man want no woman that's already a ready-made family. Only I'ma do that. You got 5 kids. You got 5 kids. You got 4 kids. You got 3 kids. You got 2 kids. Don't no man, especially around your age, he don't want to deal with that. He out making babies of his own. He ain't trying to come in and take care of yours. That's one thing that a sugar daddy will tell they sugar babies. Once they see that she has a roving eye, once they see that she ain't 100% totally fixated on him, it can get ugly. Mm-hmm. Carol Chamberlain says, and black women too. You know what? I say, and black women too, Carol, but it's not the same. Because the black women, I ain't gonna say none of them, and I can't say all of them, but too many of the black women that they want to be like, and 70-year-olds where they be too over the top and they be too manufactured. Like, Carol, you look great for your age, but you don't do what a lot of black women out here are doing in order to make it look like black don't crack. I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? I don't see you with pounds of makeup on your face. I don't see you with weaves down to your back or wigs on it. I don't see you doing that. I don't see you trying hard. You are actually letting the black not crack. You are actually organically not letting the crack set in. These other chicks that they be having, these other 70-year-old women that they be lying about on the internet, they be like, you know, she's 72 years old. And it'd be lying, it'd be false memes. She'd be like 50, and they'd be like, she's 72. I'll be like, or they have her being like a bodybuilder. Fuck you need a 72-year-old female bodybuilder for. I'm just listen, if you want to be a bodybuilder, that's on you. I ain't mad at you, but who the fuck needs that? Where's the market for a 72-year-old female bodybuilder? So I'm saying they be manufacturing too much. And that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. But you've seen it. I know you've seen some of these pictures and you've been like, oh yeah, she's supposed to be 75 years old. Then you'll see in the comments somebody be like, she is not 75 years old. She's 53 and she's a model and blah, blah, blah. But somebody didn't give a fuck. They took her likeness, slapped 72 years old on there. And most of the people who don't bother to read the comments was like, oh my God, that's right. Black don't crack. And I'm sorry. If you got a bunch of makeup on your face and all these other extras, I can't credit you for the black not cracking. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Let everybody else do it because they're going to do it. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not fostering that narrative. I'm not going to get on here and be lying. I'm not. I ain't doing it. My mama don't crack. 82 years old. Even with her health problems and all of that, you ain't looking at 82 when you look at her. Nah, she's doing all right for that. She's doing all right. So that's why I said black men. And the other thing is, Carol, and everybody else, black men too many black men don't get a chance to be old. They don't. They don't get a chance to be old. Between hereditary diseases and conditions, between drinking and smoking and partying and not taking care of your life and not having regular medical exams and things like that to make sure you're okay. Way too many of us just don't make it to old age. I'm sorry, but we don't. So I mean, I have to praise the hell out of those who do, because they are the exception, not the rule, unfortunately. But the ones who make it, they be looking good. I ain't never seen a senior black man with acne on his face. Not that I mind acne, but I don't be seeing it. Have you? They might have had those, you know how people who smoke cigarettes be having them craters in their face? They might have had that. You know what I mean? Shout out to the men who shave, whose face is clean shaven, but it still looks like they need to shave because they got all them craters in their face from smoking cigarettes all that time. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Make sure y'all hit the like button, except for Stacy. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show, except for Stacy. And make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. So, this is what we talk about tonight. Building the bear on your own terms. It ain't right. I said, this is what we talk about tonight. Yeah, building the bear on your own terms tonight. I said, this is what we talk about tonight. Building your own bear on your own terms tonight. Yeah, this is what we talk about tonight. Building the bear on your own terms tonight. Cheer. I mean, how am I wrong? I'm just making sure that I'm letting people be who they are. That's what I'm doing. You know what? You know what, Carol? You might be. You might be. I might be wrong. But I'm gonna tell you something. I listen to a lot of battle rap, as y'all know. And in the battle rap community, they've really been going at it with each other about contracts and money and being booked and who's loyal and lying on each other and all of that. And you know what? I might be caught up in my feelings. So I'm going to apologize to you, Carol. Not nobody else. All right. So my brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? T. Carey, right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site and me a cutting hand. Goddamn. Carol Chamberlain, me friend, me favorita. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? My brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. Chill. All right. So, yeah. But like I said, an older man who's dealing with a younger woman would really like to do something to her, with her, for her that would make her not be able to see or desire or acknowledge men around her own age. You know what I mean? And this attitude of his didn't just happen when he became a senior citizen. He'd been like that all his life. Jealous, possessive, petty, manipulative. You know what I mean? Living by his paycheck and his salary. You know what I mean? I'll pay for whatever I want and I better get it because I paid for it. Well, one thing you learn when dealing in relationships and love and all that, you learn that you don't get what you pay for. You just pay for what you pay for. You want to get what you pay for, you go somewhere where you can get a receipt. But in love and emotions and relationships and marriage, nah, you don't get no receipt for that. There is no itemized list of goods and services. You get what you get, and you pay for what you pay for, but you ain't going to pay for what you get, and you ain't going to get what you pay for. You mad? You mad? Good. Good. Now you ready to be an adult. Building the bear on your own terms. Building the bear on your own terms. Building the bear on your own terms. Yeah. Today you're going to learn. I said building the bear on your own terms. Yeah. Building the bear on your own terms. Yeah. Building the bear on your own terms. Just like my man, you going to learn today. My man Kevin Hart. You going to learn today. You might not have knew before. Today is your day. Graduation day. Trainer day. First day on the job. All right. But yeah, building a bear on your own terms. It's just like so all good. It's all good when you are building the bear on your own terms. And like even childishness and immaturity is real cute when it's being done to somebody else or when you can be like, oh my God, you so wrong. Oh, you need to stop. Yeah. But when it starts to weigh on you, when your expectations start to elevate and your goods received start to your goods received don't match up well with your expectations, it starts to get ugly. Start to get hot in here. Starting to get ugly in here. Start to get hot in here. And then when it all breaks down, I can't teach a boy how to be a man. He's already a grown boy. He a grown boy, but he's not a real man, and I can't teach it. I can't make a boy into a man. Okay. I mean, maybe part of it is true. Maybe part of it is true. But you want to build a bear. Build a bear. Cubs are bears. And when they're young, they're cute. And they're manageable. They're not slapping nobody's heads off and biting into them and tearing into anybody's flesh. They haven't learned that they're not killing for a living yet. I saw a short video where these two bear cubs were playing on the porch of somebody that was filming the video. I don't know if it was a Ring camera or whatever that was filming these little black bear cubs, but the little bear cubs, they was fighting on the porch. And you can hear the people who were filming the video. They were like, look, they're fighting, they're playing on our deck. I was like, that's not a deck, that's a porch. What, just because it's made of wood, it makes it a deck? It was in the front. I don't know. What's the difference between a deck and a porch? What up, Shanique Brown? Shanique Brown. Thanks for coming on through. Appreciate you. We got some people they ain't been here in a while. You know what I mean? We got some people from the Facebook era. That's what I'm talking about. My people's coming through. Long term. What up? Yeah, Ansel Jones says deck is in the back in the backyard. That's what I always thought. Hold on, Ansel. Let's check this out. What's the difference between a deck and a porch? Let's see. What's the difference between a deck and a porch? Maybe. I got it. That's you, motherfucker. I think I got him. I ain't splattered. Okay. Okay. Just like a porch and veranda, a typical porch and deck may have a somewhat similar style construction, but they differ in location and functionality. The main difference between a porch and deck is the former. Is that the former is the least partially covered, while the latter is usually open to the sky. All right. So they're saying that a porch is normally covered. So you normally, with a porch, you usually have a cover over. So it was a porch because they had a cover over the deck. So a deck is normally just out in the open. It's uncovered. So I don't know. I ain't gonna front, and so I've never seen a deck out in somebody else's, I mean, in the front of somebody's house and called it a deck. You normally go out the backyard to the deck. But according to this, it's a deck if it doesn't have a cover over it. So no porch roof, then it becomes a deck. Who knew? You believe him? You believe him? No, I said, got him. I don't know. I think I did though. Surely, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Surely, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling tonight? Listen, Power Monday all up in your area. We are talking about building a bear on your own terms. Building a bear on your own terms. What y'all know? What do you know? You want to build a bear on your own terms. I mean, now, don't get me wrong, man. Who doesn't want their own way? It's not wrong to want your own way. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you like, yo, you wrong for wanting what you want. Now, you can be wrong for wanting your own way if it's detrimental to somebody else, harmful to somebody else. You know what? Me and Earth the other day, you know what we was talking about? We was talking about the word narcissist and how the word narcissism, now everybody's a fucking narcissist if they don't act the way you want them to act or if they defend themselves. Now that may be short-sighted and that may not go with the actual psychological definition of narcissism, but what I was saying to Earth was, back in the day, you hardly ever heard the word narcissist or narcissism. But when you did use it, you were describing somebody that was obsessed or overly preoccupied with their self-image, their body image. So you were talking about somebody who probably worked out a lot and were obsessed with building their muscles or whatever. Or like being a model, or somebody that really thought they were cute, somebody that was in the mirror all the time. That was a narcissist. And it still is the definition of a narcissist. But when the internet came along, all of a sudden, the internet psychologists started coming in from everywhere. And they introduced the psychological definition of narcissism. So a narcissist is a selfish person that seems to always want to get what they want and doesn't care how it affects other people, and doesn't care if anybody else benefits from it, as long as they get what they want. So they go about their business of hurting people. They go about their business of insulting people. They go about their business of humiliating people. They go about their business of demoralizing their people, and it's all done in their self-interest, and they don't care who or what they leave in their wake, as long as they feel good about themselves and it doesn't hurt them, and they take no accountability. So it's to the point where people don't even know or remember the original definition of narcissism. And guess what? If I'm not mistaken, the being self-absorbed with your body image is the number one definition of narcissism. But I'm going to get this definition off the internet. So because of the algorithm, I must warn you, I may lose on this. So let's see. What does narcissism mean? Okay. See, now, narcissism, personality disorder. Narcissism, definition, meaning, Merriam-Webster. That's what I'm looking for. Narcissism, psychology today. All right, let's go. Okay. All right, are y'all ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Narcissism. The number one definition of narcissism in the dictionary is egoism, egocentrism. I'm sorry, egocentrism. Up until my late 30s, I lived in a state of utterly monstrous narcissism and self-absorption. The number two definition is narcissistic personality disorder. That's what we're talking about on the internet. But you hardly see anybody put in personality disorder. They just say narcissism. And that's why a lot of people think that a narcissist or narcissism is the number one definition, which is egoism or egocentrism, when it's actually narcissistic personality disorder. Okay. So the number two definition is one of the premier diagnoses of our times. Did you listen to what that says? One of the premier diagnoses of our times. In other words, this is in vogue. It's acknowledging that people are using this shit to describe every motherfucking body nowadays. One of the premier diagnoses of our times. Narcissism is a reflection not only of an apparent trend in mental illness, but also of the strains and distortions in the lives of essentially healthy people. I'm done. What? I wasn't ready to be right today. It says one of the premier diagnoses of our times. Narcissism is a reflection not only of an apparent trend in mental illness, but also of the strains and distortions in the lives of essentially healthy people. But that was written by Robert Karen. I don't know if he's like a psychologist or something. And the number three definition is pretty much the number one definition. You know what it is? Love or sexual desire of one's own body. Anybody here like WWF or WWE wrestling? Do y'all remember there used to be a wrestler named that called himself the Narcissist? What was his original wrestling name? Hold on. First of all, y'all, I'm gonna put this definition of narcissism from the Webster Dictionary. We're gonna put that in the comments. No, I said, I'm too sexy for my shirt. Remember that song? Carol says, the word gets thrown around too much, in my opinion. Man, you're right. You're right. It's ridiculous. Everybody's a goddamn narcissist now. I'm so glad to get him out of my life. He was nothing but a narcissist. Narcissistic personality is not cute. Yeah, they're narcissists. They narcissists. Shut the fuck up. Ain't no goddamn psychologist. You got no business diagnosing niggas. You mad because he ain't buy you ice cream with Jimmy's on it. When Mr. Softy come around tomorrow, you get yours. Stop bitching. By the way, y'all, they've been flagging my shows left and right. YouTube is on some shit. So I suspect that this one will get flagged. And when I appeal them, they like, and I'm like, and they like, and nah, sha-na-na. Sha-na-na. For example, the most recent show that they flagged and determined that it wasn't suitable for all advertisers was letting the streets determine if he or she is for the streets. They reviewed that and determined that that was not suitable for all advertisers. letting the streets determine who is for the street. If he determined, what was it? Letting the streets determine if they are for the streets. So I won't be making no money off of that show. It ain't do no real numbers anyway, but dang, man. Damn, man. So what we got? We got letting the streets determine if they are for the streets. We have justice for secondhand smoke. We have, does it matter? Does race matter when you need help? We have, okay. All right, it's a while. Okay. Well, those are the three that have gotten flagged recently. But I still, I just think that's a little odd. Oh man. Now what was I supposed to be looking at? Oh, what was the wrestler's name? What was the wrestler's name who called himself the narcissist in WWE? Okay. What was the name of the WWE wrestler who called himself the narcissist? Lex Luger. Remember, Lex Luger used to be in WCW, which was the NWA back in the way back in the day. But when he came to the WWF, which turned into the WWE, he was called the narcissist. Do you remember? Bobby, what was his manager's name? Bobby. Damn, man. I used to watch wrestling all faithfully. Now I can't remember nobody. But anyway, Lex Luger, he was called the narcissist. Not because he had personality disorder, but because he was upset. He was a steroidal maniac. You know what I mean? He was definitely juicing, and he was cut like a diamond and obsessed with his body image. Yeah. The narcissist. That was when I looked up what a narcissist was, back in the early 90s. In the early 90s, baby. Mid 90s, whatever. The narcissist. It was the narcissist. He was a narcissist. The boys are narcissist. The girls are narcissist. They think they the shit. They're narcissist. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel. We haven't subscribed. Bobby the Brain. Thank you, Norris. I can always count on you. Bobby the Brain Heenan. I used to love Bobby the Brain. He used to talk so he was a troll. He was so funny. Yo, they were the best actors, boy. Those were the days. I can't watch wrestling. I probably will never be able to get back into wrestling ever again. But yeah, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Oh, Carol, you had a shirt that said "I'm too sexy for my shirt." Well, how about that? How about it? Okay, Carol Chamberlain says, now you know how the race one was going to get. How many shows have we done about race? Think about it, Carol. That was a mild one compared to the ones, the other shows we've done. We've gone in. We have gone in and hit it head on like two rams. That was a mild one. We were just saying, does it matter to you if a person is black, if you don't like black people, or if a person is white and you don't like white people? When you're in need, does it matter? Are you going to stop somebody from helping you because they are from a race or culture or ethnic background that you don't like? That show was innocent. When it came back under review and said that it was confirmed, I was like, what? Really? That's what we doing? And we've had shows about race that had hundreds of views, and those were suitable. And you know, that was when I was going in. Like now, I realize like the guidelines are, they got the cops out. But anyway, appreciate it. Okay. All right. Carol says, but you're monetized now. I don't know. All the shows I'm talking about were what we did when I was monetized. That's why I don't know. I don't know. But they, new criteria. And you have to think that, yeah, once you become monetized, there's a particular interest. Look, they ain't making no real money off of me. And I'm sure not making no real money off of them. So, I mean, let me get hot first. Mm, 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 mm. No, it says, did Joe chime in? Nah, he didn't. Carol says, the lines are blurred on YouTube. That's true. Carol said, I remember now. Cheryl says, I remember now. What you remember? What you remember? What you remember? Huh? What you remember? But yeah, man, building a bear on your own terms. If we could do everything that we wanted to do on our own terms, our satisfaction level would be over 10. But unfortunately, in the world that we live in, we have to bend the rules of, or bend to the whims of other people in order to get things that we want. We have to be more patient with people. We have to be more understanding of people, even when we think that we've been understanding, or when we have declared ourselves to be understanding. We have to be more understandinger. We have to be more understandinger of people. That's a real word too. We have to be understandinger. We've been patient, but we have to be patienter. You have to be patienter and understandinger. And although you may not have passed judgment on people, you have to be less judgmenter. You have to be less judgmenter. Life is a process. You got to stop thinking that there's an ending to everything that you have to do out here. That's where we are with it. So work on being understandinger. Work on being patienter. Be more lovinger. Be lovinger than you were before. You know? I better put it in the chat, because a lot of y'all gonna forget these terms. Forget y'all gonna forget y'all homework. Understandinger, patienter. Any other terms y'all think I need to teach y'all? We have understandinger, patienter, lovinger. Nora says, I have a friend that I find myself saying words writer. Yeah. Yeah. You got to say your words writer. You might have been saying them wronger before. You got to say them writer. Lovinger, patienter, understandinger. Oh, you got to be willinger. Oh. There you go. Less judginger. More willinger, less judginger. Shani said that part. Willinger or less judginger? Which one? Completer? Okay. I like completer. I like completer. But you know what? I'm going to get my narcissist on. And since you put completer, I'm going to put completer so I can have my own. Now, look, I thought of it first, Norris. You see what I just did? Look, you my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. So I stole from my brother and made it my own. look, you see what I did? And look, you have to accept me doing it. Oh, there you go. Accepting her. You have to be more accepting her. You have to be more. Shani, you need to be more accepting her of niggers' flaws. You have to be more accepting her of niggers' ways. Carol, Cheryl, Mia, T. Carey Wright, y'all need to be more submissiver than y'all have been before. Submissiver. We got our vocabulary words. I need y'all to study these words. Make sure you spell right. So when I quiz y'all, let's say Friday. When I quiz y'all on Friday, make sure y'all know y'all vocabulary words and your spelling words. You need to be more submissive. Shanice said she was going to do better, and Carol said not. You see the problem we have here? You see the problem we have here? I'm going to show you the problem. I'm going to show you the problem that we have. We have a problem of not enough There you go. This is the problem. You need to be more solidarier. No. Solidarity. Solidarity. You're not you're not solidarity. You're not solidarity enough. You're not solidarity enough. You need more solidarity. Work on your solidarity. Shanice says that she's going to do better. And Carol, I think you need to be more like Shanice. And so do you, take TK, right? And you, Cheryl. Yeah, Carol says, I'm not doing no homework. This is what you need to be. Less rebelliouser. You need to be less rebelliouser than you are. We about to do these birthday shout outs. Yes, we are. I need to do these birthday shout outs because y'all making me more frustrated than I was before. Y'all are more frustrating than y'all used to be. Y'all too frustrating for me. All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious, glorious. July 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Shauna Simone Wallace, turning 49 years old today. And wow, she's raising money for donations to American myalgic encephalomyelitis. Myelitis. No, wait. Myalgic encephalomyelitis and chronic fatigue. All right. I knew I could do it. Got to sound it out. That's what we used to learn how to do back in the day. Sound it out. And Shakita Boswell turning 45 years old today. And Alice O'Neill turning 77 years old today. And she's raising money for the Alzheimer's Association. And also Lasagna Kiki Ulachi turning 40 years old today. And Lamille Jones, happy birthday to you. And Gabadibo Soyemi, happy birthday to you. And last but certainly not least, turning 36 years old today, Alexis Austin. I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I hope that, and I want this to go out to each and every person out there in the world that shares this birthday on this glorious July 17th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. I rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man. Shirley Show says, be a better punisher. All right. Now, see, I'm willinger. You know what I mean? I'm more practiced what I preacher than you are. A lot of y'all. And remember, listen, building a bear on your own terms. You won't always get to build the bear on your own terms. Even when you pay your own money, you might not be able to build the bear on your own terms. Even if you are the one that is supposed to be in total control, you might not be able to build the bear on your own terms. We all got to wait for the things that we get. And we learned that as children. We do. As young children, we learned that we have to wait. What happens to us to make us forget the lessons that we had to learn, the lessons that were sometimes ingrained in us, explained to us, beat into us sometimes, or punished into us? What happens? Have we become narcissistic? Have we become reverse narcissistic? Have we blamed people for being narcissistic when we're really describing ourselves? Is that what's happening? Is that what's going on? I don't know. This is what I do know. I know that we can always do better no matter what we're doing. And I also know that our expectation level that we place on others has to meet reality at some point. You know what I mean? One thing about the build a bear on your own terms people is that they got to grow up just like they have told other people that they have to grow up. They have to do the same thing too. They got to do the same goddamn thing. We all have a little growing to do. But we can't always be pointing the finger at somebody else for not complying in the way that we want them to comply. Shoot, ain't nothing wrong with people wanting other people to do what they want them to do, but the steps that you take in order to get that done. And oh, Crystal, you're so narcissistic. All you care is about what you care about. Yeah, good kitty. Good kitty. Yes, good. Good. Ah, she like, look, pet me. I don't give a fuck. Call me a narcissist, but do it while you're petting my head, my back, and my belly. All right. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We all gonna grow up, but we all going to stay in our own station where our comfort zone is. But just know that somebody's going to come and yank you out of your comfort zone 2, 3, and 4 in the morning when you're not even ready to go. But it be like that sometimes. But it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? It's gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. It'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? We will see y'all tomorrow night for another Daily Go Getimism show on Tuesday. So make sure y'all come here, same bat time, same bat channel. All right, so, and let me get you. I said, Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Yeah, on the other side, my boobers. Yeah, on the other side, my boobers. Peace.